Ladies and gentlemen, you have waited all week.
Yeah, Boogie Page. Throwing it down for All Things BMX is ready. I know I am. Let's hack the ATB Airways. Let's kick it. All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if we need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. And it's All Things BMX. It's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if we need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX is streaming to you. So post up on your couch, screencast to YouTube. It's gonna be fun, it will be a blast. You gotta do much but kick back and relax. They coming to you live from a studio, or they might be at the track, man, you never know. So don't go anywhere when my rhymes are done, cause the show's just starting, let's have some fun. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. I said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like and subscribe, kick back and relax. All Things BMX got the boogeyman's back, so I wrote them this track to send some love back. JT, Melissa, Chris, and Paul, DJ Damon, kinda get it, entertain y'all. And I wonder who they'll have on the show as a guest. I bet someone good who's gonna impress. Guess I would just have to wait and see. Let's get the show going and start the party. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. Like and subscribe, kick back and relax. Said it's All Things BMX, it's a BMX show. Unlike the rest, if you need some info, they got the best. So like, subscribe, kick back and relax.
Welcome to episode 180, Who's Bad? With George Andrews. George, he's been racing for over 38 years, Chris.
Dang.
Boy's got a list of accomplishments that we're going to find out about tonight. Yes. Guy's done everything from coaching for USA Cycling to writing a book. And he's done some pedal bike racing in there, too.
Oh, is that what it is?
It's in there. It's in there.
It's in there. All right.
And it's going to be a good night this evening. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're coming to you live from the Ethan Clark Studios here in the busy metropolis of Hartland, Michigan. It's in the heart of Michigan.
It is just happening. I drove through town on the way in. It's hopping out there tonight.
They're building the Buffalo Wild Wings, and they opened up a Lefty's cheese place, whatever it's called. A hoagie shop. Shit, it's popping off out here, Chris.
Hey, I know you guys got a Starbucks in town now, too.
Life doesn't happen until a Starbucks is built in your town.
Actually, I have two, because there's one in Target, too.
Oh, really?
The Basic is at a level they needed another one. We appreciate you guys.
Taco Bell, too.
Oh, man.
Can't go wrong, man.
Chris and I are at the AOT news desk.
Yes.
Always on top.
Always
That's where they are right there. I want to thank them for being partners of the show. Melissa is back at her producer's perch. Back there brought to you by Gatenine. Melissa, how's it going?
Pretty good.
How we
no
doing?
complaints.
No, good. That's good to know.
No.
It's good to know.
As long as I'm out of work, no complaints.
Well, the complaint department's open, but
yeah.
No one's listening.
I mean, I got a few rants, but nobody will care.
Yep. It's like
just take that up with human resources.
It's like the HR department of the show.
Right.
Hey, it's never open. No one's ever there. Right. Danger Snacks brings our guest this week. Danger Snack. It's the snack between Draggin and haulin. I keep one of those things now in my work bag.
Do you?
I get a little tired.
I have them in my desk at work.
See? They work.
Heck yeah.
It was kind of interesting how many people trick-or-treated for those when we were in Toledo.
It was.
And it's mostly little kids, man. They love those things.
Dude, they'll wake you right up. And you guys, if you want to try your own, head on over to dangersnacks.com. Use the discount code SHITSHOW and get your own 10% off.
Yes, sir.
You can sponsor the show yourself. You can be a partner of the show. You can go over to our Buy Me a Coffee page or send Facebook stars if you're watching on Facebook right below. We appreciate it.
make sure you like and subscribe and all that fun stuff. It takes 2 seconds. Reach over there with your thumb and hit that little like button real quick for us, please.
Dude, when you're sharing, you can share it to yourself in a text message, and it counts for us. Our show's chat is sponsored by BMX Rocks Photography. We appreciate BMX Rocks for being a partner of the show. We got to see them this past weekend. And
Mo and Roxanne.
You know who Mo was dressed up as?
I do.
The captain. It was the coolest costume. He was all black pants, black shirt, had the bucket hat and the handkerchief hanging out the back of his pants.
Did you notice what was on his arms?
He had the
tattoo.
Yes.
His fake tattoo sleeve.
Yeah.
Oh, he's Nick Long, man. That's awesome.
Right. He was the captain. Our chat question for tonight.
Sweet.
What's your favorite old school frame company?
Oh.
What's yours, Chris?
Oh, you know what mine.
Hutch.
Patterson.
Oh, it's Patterson?
Oh, yeah.
We're going to ask our guest when we get him on here in a second.
Sure.
Melissa, do you have a favorite old school?
Are you kidding me?
Just say
No,
Patterson.
I
You'll be
don't
all right.
have a favorite.
No?
Whatever y'all like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, what's yours, Justin?
Hutch.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I came in mid-school time, but had that one.
Bro, did you see on Hollywood's page there was a kid that dressed up like Mike Miranda?
Yeah, it was great.
That was so awesome.
Tonight's lightning round is brought to you by 110 Nutrition. Make sure you guys get over there, use our discount code, get yourself 10% off. All Things BMX for a 10% discount. And our show doesn't happen without the support of the following people. So if you guys are doing some shopping and you need some BMX needs, make sure you guys go over and check out DB Sports World, the Hack Shack. Hey, you got to get that side hack. Rumor has it they're allowed.
Yeah, now they're running.
We'll talk
those,
about it later.
The week of the Grands or something. Yep. We're just finding out about this as we're coming on the air tonight. We have breaking news.
And of course,
side hacks are back at the Grands or a couple days before the Grands. I don't know.
And our friends over at Job Apparel. I got another one, the Job shirt on here from Richfield Parks, Triple R Racing Team. Although they're still fogless, they don't have a fog machine. It's okay, Paul. You're just hurting everyone's feelings at this point. And if you guys are looking for the links for tonight for our sponsors or our guests, they will be in the show notes. As we've mentioned them in the beginning of the show, you can find them after the show is done right below the videos. Chris, you want to welcome our show on, or our guest on?
Well, welcome our show on. Hey,
thanks, buddy. Too many things here.
We got you, bro. All right. Hey, George, we're going to welcome you into the show. Thanks for joining us tonight. We appreciate it. And
thanks for having me.
Oh, for sure. Can you tell us how you found out about the sport of BMX racing?
How I found out about the sport of BMX. Fall of 1985, my parents introduced me to the sport. They were heavy into motorcycles. My dad was heavy into Harleys. Both my mom and dad rode Harleys, and just kind of one of those things where they thought it'd be a good idea to get me involved in something at that young age. And next thing you know, I was out there at Rockford BMX and pedaling away.
Okay. Nice. So how old were you?
I was fall night 4 years old.
4? Holy cow. Okay. Shoot.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Have you rode nonstop since '85?
Yes.
Have you? And his Rockford always been your home track?
Yes.
Nice.
Dang.
What's your favorite memory at Rockford? You've been there that many years. You've got to have a few, but if you got to whittle it down to one or two, which one is it?
My favorite memory, like a personal memory or just a track in general?
Let's go both. Start with a personal memory.
I think the personal memory that I have is, I think it was in 95 or 96 when the PlayStation 1 came out, and we were giving away PlayStation consoles to the winners of the open class and expert classes. So I won 3 PlayStations that day.
Jesus Christ.
Holy smokes.
Bro, did you sell them bad boys, the extra ones?
I gave my brother one, and I think my cousin got one. I can't remember.
Hell, man.
That's pretty
cool
awesome.
day.
I'd have charged double if I was selling it to my brother. I'd have been like, I know you want one, dude. You're paying double. What about, okay, so that's your favorite personal memory. What's your favorite, like, track memory there?
I think my favorite track memory is probably it was 89 or 90. It rained at the National, and literally you couldn't see any of the jumps. It was like completely flooded. So we ended up like running around the track basically. And luckily I had like a 10-pound bike at the time. So like I was getting around the track pretty good, but watching like some of the double A's and stuff was pretty comical. So.
Holy cow.
Nice.
So the water was deep enough that it was covering up some of the jumps?
Well, like for people who haven't been to Rockford, there's a creek that sits alongside the track.
Okay.
And when it rains really, really bad, it used to flood the track. Like really bad. And since that time, they've obviously worked on draining and some different things. But yeah, it would get pretty bad. You could have a boat in the middle of the track.
Wow. Anytime there were kayak races there.
It could have been.
Nice.
It could have been.
Oh my gosh.
Would you have won your class if there was kayak racing?
Clearly.
No, I wasn't good at kayaking. Sorry.
Neither am I. They always tip over when I'm in them.
So you're starting in '85. Did you just primarily ride like Rockford? Or did you just jump right into nationals? What did that look like as you got into the sport?
I know that we did like a few local nationals the following year in '86, and we did the grands in '86.
Were you?
So like, I basically jumped into.
Yeah, you did.
I actually have some of them. I found some of the original moto sheets from when I first started, and I was intermediate, novice, intermediate, and expert within 6 months.
Wow.
Dang.
So at that time, it didn't take but 3 wins to turn intermediate, I think, and
Yes.
it was 10 wins to turn expert.
Yes.
So like you could race, and we were racing. There were so many different tracks in the area that you could race probably 3-4 times a week at that time. So
was this NBL?
no,
You
no
were
NBL. I didn't race NBL until I was on Haro.
Okay. So you were primarily that was ABA country then?
Yeah, that was ABA. I mean,
Okay.
we didn't have an NBL track. I mean, you would have had to gone down to like Central Illinois to go to like Rantoul or even like Champaign, Springfield, tracks like that were NBL at the time. Nothing in Northern Illinois.
Okay. Huh. How long was it of you riding before you got your first sponsor?
That year.
Really? Dang. All right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you remember your first sponsor?
Yeah, I was Kegel's Bicycle Store.
Still hanging out too.
Still there.
Sponsoring racers.
Still there. Still, Rob has been a great friend of mine and a great mentor, and it's one of the best bike shops in the world. And yeah, I'll never forget. They actually gave me, instead of giving me a jersey, they gave me a T-shirt in the hospital. When I was 6, I had a blood disorder, and I was paralyzed from the waist down. And
Wow.
Mark Melton and Rob, and I can't remember who else gave me a T-shirt, Kegel's T-shirt that I still have, and said, "Welcome to the team."
Wow.
And
That's
yeah,
cool.
it was a pretty exciting moment for me.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
So how long were you there until what came after the bike shop? Was there a manufacturer sponsorship, anything like that, or?
I had a couple of bike shop sponsors until 1990, and then my first factory sponsor was MH Factory in around like late 1990, 91, right after the Grands in 90, I believe. So
Okay. Cool.
How long did you ride for them?
I rode for them for 2 years. 2 years until I got on Haro.
It was Haro like the first big factory team you were on?
Yeah, it was the first big factory team and the first time I was getting a paycheck to race my bike.
Okay. Were you considered pro at this time, or were you still racing amateur?
No, I was 11 expert.
Okay. So explain, because we have this always come up, the difference between factory then and factory now. So tell us what you're an 11 expert, and you're getting paid, what that was and what that was about.
Well, I mean, for me, that was about being able to have a tremendous opportunity to go and travel the country every single weekend. And what that meant at the time was you were getting obviously all your bikes and parts and components and everything for free, but you were also getting a monthly stipend towards your travel. You were getting free flights, you were getting food money at the races, and you would get, when your team won, you would get some team money back. We did a lot of winning. So I was able to get some extra money, but yeah, it's completely different than it is now. I mean, those resources are not there like they once were. And I was very, very fortunate to spend as many years as I did on Haro and really have that opportunity to not only grow as a person, but meet and have a lot of great friends that I still have to this day.
So I want to come back to this real quick, but I wanted you to elaborate a little bit on you had said you were paralyzed in the hospital when they showed up and welcomed you on the team.
Yeah.
Can you, like, you're obviously not anymore.
Yeah.
So what had happened to that you're not paralyzed now?
So I had a blood disorder that was happening as my blood vessels were bursting inside of me. And in order to control that, they had to put me on heavy amounts of steroids. And I had spent so long in the hospital that my joints in my lower half had stiffened up to the point that they would no longer move. So I had to spend even longer in the hospital relearning how to walk because I had become pretty much arthritic because I wasn't mobile for so many months in the hospital.
Wow. Holy cow.
So how long was your what was your total time in the hospital then?
I think it was like 3 or 4 months.
Okay. Wow, that's a long time.
Wow, that is a long time.
Yeah, that's a long time. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, all right. Now we'll jump back to the Haro thing.
Haro team.
So
I just wanted to make sure.
I just kind of
we
skipped
kinda
over
skipped over that. We should
paralyzed, whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. So,
Right.
so back to the Haro. Who was your team manager at the time?
I was Don Krupe. I mean, arguably the best team manager ever. So,
Nice. Okay. How long?
besides my mom.
Good plug. We'll get there.
Don't leave mom out.
11X on Haro. How long did you ride for them? And what was some of the awesomeness that happened while riding for them?
Yeah, I rode for Haro from 92 to 98. And I mean, there were so many great memories, so many great people. And just being able to go to, the worlds and win a world title on a Haro, and win national titles on a Haro, win a team title, 2 team titles on Haro. I mean, those are things that, you take with you for the rest of your life. And they mean, the world to me, because that stuff is stuff that I still think about to this day, is all the times in the rental cars and all the times going out to dinner and the competition and being able to, not only go to races, but, be on a bigger, grander scale, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And learning how to manage that was something that I cherish. So.
Is that something they helped you with at Haro, how to manage all these things? And, like,
A lot of it came from the guys that were already there on the team. I mean, you had guys like, Billy Griggs and Todd Lyons and Jamie Staff and, Mike Hayek and Chris Acacia, Andy Contes. I mean, those guys had already been, top level factory riders, pros, and they kind of, taught you the professionalism and taught you, how you needed to prepare yourself and act, you know what I mean? And those things are things that I try to teach my team, my riders to this day.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because, I mean, it's kind of especially back then, being on a factory team, I don't know how to word that right, but you know, all of a sudden you're kind of thrown into that. Hey, you're on this big name team. You're representing this company, and you know, you're winning team trophies. You're winning individual at big national races. How do you deal with that and handle that, and you know, be professional and
Yeah.
you know, handle yourself around the little kids coming up asking for stickers or autographs or whatever it be, right?
Yeah. I mean, I was 11 years old and I would go to nationals and I had kids ask me for my number plate.
Yeah.
And like, I remember it was from the end of 92 to like April of 93, I had won 46 consecutive races. And I remember my team manager coming up to me and he told me that I needed to lose so that I could ground myself down, so I could actually get better. And I wouldn't, you know, have that target on my back all the time. And he obviously loved when I won, but I think at that point he needed me to learn how to lose so I could learn some of those things emotionally and overcome that, and then I would be a lot better rider. So
Wow. Yeah, you don't hear that too often.
no,
Really?
and I can remember it coming back, and I lost that race, and I came back, and he told me, he said, "You finally lost, and now we can start to grow, and we can start to do some things."
Wow.
And that's those things like you don't ever hear about, because like that those are moments that are teachable, and
Right.
it's really sometimes it's not about winning. You know what I mean? And I think that's what gets lost a lot of times in racing today is, you know, wins and losses are great, but the things that you take with you for the rest of your life are sometimes off the track. You know what I
That's
mean? Or
very true.
even the learning experience you have on the track from, you know, a poor performance. So I think those are things I learned early in my career.
Yeah. That's one thing about this sport. I say, which right or wrong, who knows, but it teaches you how to be a good loser and a good winner. You know, you need that.
It really does. I mean, I can even remember like in 95 when I was on Haro solely, I was winning. I was at a national in Detroit and I was winning by like the whole last straightaway. And like I got off my bike at the tabletop and I walked my bike to the finish line. And I'll never forget, I got a call when I got back home on Monday from the owner of Haro, you know, basically telling me that you will never do that again in a Haro uniform. And if you do, you will no longer be on this team. And I learned that you have to be professional at all times, regardless of the situation. And those things, sometimes as a young adolescent or young kid, you kind of lose sight of that and you get caught up in the moment sometimes. And and I learned a lot of valuable lessons in my time on Haro that, I mean, they're priceless.
Right.
So these life lessons we're talking about that you learned about on Haro, is that what makes a great team manager? Is their ability to teach those lessons with the people they surround like their team with? Is that the difference between, you know, a great team manager and a good team manager? Is that life lessons that you're learning along with, you know, being on the team and winning?
Yeah, a great team manager is a teacher. He's one that really, you know, allows development and growth to happen without, you know, getting overwhelmed by the fact that I need to win a team title. And it's great to do that. But I think when I look back on my times and the team managers I've had, the great team managers have always been an outlet for me. They've been a resource and someone that I could talk to and share, not just about BMX, but my life. You know what I mean? And they're there when I call and I need them. You know what I mean? And they're not just there on Sundays filling out a team sheet or Saturdays at the national filling out a team sheet. They become a part of your life. And I think that's what makes those individuals great, because that's what you look back to, is that experience that you can generalize and apply it to your life. And that's what I did.
Wow.
Do you find yourself trying to take those things that you learned from these team managers and instilling them in what you do as, I mean, you kind of wear a few hats, right? You're a team owner, you're a team manager, and you're also a coach. So you've got a lot of hats on. So out of a lot of those, because you're talking like back all the way at 11 years old, there were some life lessons that were instilled in you. So now you on the other end of this with 11-year-olds and younger, what are, let's pick 3 things. What are the 3 things that you like to instill in your riders, that aren't just the riding part, like you said, because that makes a good team manager. What is it that you echo to these riders that make you a great team manager?
The first one is patience. I really try to work with riders on my team about being patient with their process, and what their process looks like for becoming successful on and off the track. Because a lot of times we see younger riders and they get overwhelmed by, I go to intermediate to expert and now I'm not successful anymore. And the second thing that I try to teach them is that there's a process for everything you'll do in your life. And what does that process look like for you? Because we can't compare it to the other riders in your class, because you yourself are different. You're a different rider, emotionally, mentally, physically. So that process is your own. And how do we make that something that you buy into and you take ownership of? And then finally, it's professionalism. I can't, talk about it enough. And I, in my own, relationships and my own behaviors, constantly have to learn how to be even more professional than I already am. And I think those things are things that I got taught early on in my career. Is you take a lot of pride in your sponsor. You take a lot of pride in the fact that somebody gave you a bicycle. You take pride in somebody paid for your entry fees. Or you take pride in the fact that your mom and dad, drove 8 hours or 10 hours to get you to this race, and to be thankful for all of those things. Because that will help, that gratitude will help you neurologically. And that's something that, will build you and you becoming a better person, a better rider, a better community member, long past your days of pedaling that bicycle.
Right. Yeah. No, that's
a great answer.
That's good stuff. Yeah.
Before we get real deep in, I wanted to find out what do you do for your day job? Like what does George do when he goes to work?
Yeah, I'm very fortunate that I have an opportunity to still be a teacher. I am currently work for the Goodwill, and I work in what's called their Good Grads program. And what we do is we have students who are 17 years and older who are seeking to get their high school equivalency diploma completed. I work with them on passing all of their GED tests, and work with them on writing and reading and social studies and science. And it's been a joy to be able to do that again. So
that's
nice.
What a cool job.
Yeah.
Helping out the youth, eh?
How long you been doing that?
Well, I've been in education since around 2004.
Okay.
But I've primarily focused on truancy. I've done truancy work. I've been a PE teacher, but this job here I've been at since July, and I taught GED before, but it was part-time. But they're just great students to work with. I work with adults too. So it's great to know that you can actually help somebody achieve a goal that, they wanted to achieve years ago that they couldn't.
Wow. That awesome. That hits home. That's awesome.
That is cool.
So, what was your did you, college? Did you do college? What was your major in if you went?
Yeah, I have more college credits than I think anybody I know. Yeah. I have an associate's in arts. I have a bachelor's in psychology. I have a master's degree in sports psychology. I have a master's in teaching, and I have a doctorate in education.
Were you just trying to collect these?
And I wish I would have just picked a lane a long time ago and, got my teaching certificate and, been well on my way and pension padded and everything by now. But I took the longest road you could ever take. And I listened to some people about, yeah, you needed to go to college and you need to get your doctorate and all that stuff. But no, I'm very thankful for that education and that opportunity, because now I have my research sits in the Library of Congress.
That's
So not very
awesome.
many
Oh,
people
wow.
can say that.
Well, congratulations.
That
I
is
think he
pretty
took
cool.
all the roads.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only thing you didn't take is auto body repair. And I feel like you
Yeah,
probably
you
know
know,
a little
He
bit
took
about
other
that.
electives instead.
Yeah, I
But-
should have gone in a different direction. that's
No,
for
but
sure.
did you see his face when you said that? He thought for a second, he's like, maybe I did. That's in there somewhere.
It might be in there.
What's funny is I actually started when I first started college. I wanted to be an architect, so I almost have an associate's in science and building construction technology. I think I'm like 2 courses short, which is crazy in itself.
He's just
That is
been a
so-
professional student that way.
Yeah.
That is so
Actually,
great.
you know
man.
what's funny is when I first got on Haro, and a gentleman by the name of Mark Browning, and Mark's grandfather owned Browning rifles, but
Oh,
Mark
wow.
also raced, and he was really good friends with all the guys on Haro. But Mark's job, he worked at USC, and he was a professional student. So
Really?
I probably could have aspired to do that.
Professional student. I didn't know there was such a thing, but I guess if you go to school all the time, that would be.
I mean, I finished my degree in professional shit talking.
I would,
Mm.
dude. You do very well.
Oh man. So George, what's the family life like? Do you have kids? You're married?
Yes, I'm married. I have a wonderful wife named Danielle who's been extremely supportive and understanding of all my craziness and BMX career, and puts up with a lot of my crap. And I have a wonderful son who's 17 years old who also races and is on our team. And I'm very lucky to have such a wonderful young man who's a great student and a good leader. Obviously everybody knows my mom and my brother, who has been a tremendous support for our family, and then my sister Cyan, and I have a Down syndrome aunt that lives with us as well, too, named Sheila, and it's a blessing. And then I have four stepchildren too, so I stay
Wow.
pretty busy with family life.
Yeah. Sounds like you got a pretty good sized crew there.
Hey, you got a basketball
Yes.
team of kids right now.
Right on.
Yeah.
Are you still doing do you still have the Mangler team? Is that still a thing?
Yes, we still have Factory Mangler.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, we still have our core group of riders that we are continuing to develop and grow, and try to find as many resources as possible for them. And we're actually fortunate enough to be able to work with a company called FMR. I'm not sure if you've heard of them or not, but it's called Fund My Race, and they are primarily we're a motocross. A good friend of mine, Jonathan Silva, who I used to race with, is a partner in that company. And what they do is they have a kind of like it's a crowdfunding platform. And they have a component of it, which is a 501c3 platform that basically allows companies, businesses to donate and have those donations be tax free. And they're able to basically help you create a profile like here on their page. You can go and check out the team, and what they do is they offer those people who help donate a huge VIP experience. So like all of those riders, they're at every Supercross race, so they go in and they can get VIP passes to the races, and they can sell their business at that event, and it helps not only get local businesses involved, but it gets some pretty large businesses. I know one of the teams that he has on their site there is HCI, which is a huge race team that has like $1 million budget, and it's all from what they've done through Fund My Race, which is a great program, and we're excited about it. And hopefully we can grow that into the BMX model here within the next year, and see what we can do to help some other teams out.
Okay, so it's motocross right now, and you
Yep.
guys are working to bring it to the BMX community.
Working to bring it to BMX community, bring it to schools, local clubs, and really offer that crowdfunding, non-for-profit platform. So that way you can say, a business can come back and say, well, where did you spend my $3,000? Well, they actually give you a debit card, and you can itemize it and say, well, we spent it on this, this, and this. And that's what, helped make this a little bit more legitimate than you go into your local business and saying, give me $3,000. And this is what you're going to get for it. So this puts a little bit more professionalism, a lot more marketing, and just helps bring this together from a more respectable manner.
I like it.
Pretty cool, man.
And we'll make sure that the links in the like the show notes, and if you guys like click on YouTube, it'll be in there too. And when you watch, if you watch again on Facebook, we'll make sure this link's in there for you guys to go check this out. Because just scrolling around, if you guys are listening and you're not on the live stream, it's really cool. The website's super easy. We're looking at some pictures right now of your page that's on there, George, right now, as you can see in the lower corner. Really awesome. And how long have you been doing the Mangler team? How long has that been out?
Oh, my wife and I just talked about this the other day. It was the fall of 2017, so this will be our 5th year of doing Factory Mangler.
Okay.
And then
Right on.
obviously, my mom is a huge part of that. My wife is a huge part of that. And we're just trying to do the best we can of trying to grow that, and then obviously having bad at the same time.
Yeah. Well, we're going to jump into that here in a second. But you've made this team's been, the first time I saw it was the Buckeye National. I think it was 18.
Probably.
Because you guys rolled in. I was like, dang, what is on? You had like the autograph on the top of the banners, and it was very eye-catching.
My signature, yeah.
Yeah, and it was you guys had pitted at the end of the last corner, coming out last corner on the finish line side. Nice pit area, and you guys have been out there doing it since then. Your time with Mangler, like some of the big names, some of the big accomplishments, like you can pick one or the other and kind of expound on it for us. Like, what are some of the big accomplishments you had with the team, and maybe some of the big people that stand out that have come from your Mangler team?
Yeah, we've been extremely fortunate to have some amazing riders, from Malia Alvarez to Dustin Jacobs. We had Christian Castro, who was our under 23 bronze medal World Cup winner. And we've had Cole Kopchak and Gavin Freewalt, and a lot of riders that have come through our program, and we couldn't be more proud of where they're at today and their accomplishments. And we're still, like I said, working on trying to improve what we have and improve our riders to the point to where we can get to the level where we're consistent in nationals and performing on a regular basis. But we're excited about the direction of it. We're always constantly looking for new talent and riders to bring onto our program, because we feel it's a program. It's not necessarily a team. And I truly believe in that model, because we do a lot more than just handing out a jersey to some riders. We are outlets for many of our riders, mentors, friends, and supports. And we feel that family atmosphere is really what breeds success. And hopefully we'll get there soon. But like anything else, it takes time.
Yeah.
How many riders do you have right now?
Currently, I think we have 13 riders.
Okay.
If you're looking for 14, Chris is on the block right now. We can talk trade. We can talk trade offers.
No, you'd have to put down the Starbucks first, and I don't know if that's going to happen. So.
No, dude, we're fueled by Starbucks and 5-hour energies here on Wednesday nights after our day shift jobs here.
Yeah.
Chris drives like an hour here. Melissa and I, we walk down a flight of stairs.
Yeah,
So we got it made in the shade.
Stairs.
Hey, before we jump in the bad though, you're a very interesting individual that it's done a lot already. Everything from the schooling to your team to the fact you're a USA cycling coach. We'll talk about that here in a second. But I wanted to make sure we talked about the book before we get into to bad, because well, to be frank with you, like, I don't know if we've had Mike Miller on that's wrote a book. So you're the second guest we've had on the show that has a book. Mike.
Jason Richardson.
Oh, yeah.
Jason Richardson.
So third guest we've had that's done a book.
I would say third, yeah.
And I've got it pulled up here, but kind of walk us through. I'm going to copy this link, by the way, and put in the notes. So if you guys want to purchase the book, buy the book, this is the Kindle link for it. It was the quickest one that popped up, just FYI. So I'll do some more searching for other links, but walk us through this. I think it's really cool. Name of the book, and take us from there.
Yeah, it's Mental Skills for BMX, and was just born out of the experiences that I had over the years from a mental skills standpoint, and using some of my sports psychology coursework, and really just trying to give riders and parents a handbook that they can utilize to not only improve their mental skills, but they can go back to when they're working on their training and their preparation for races. Because I think it's really important to have a resource when you're in your training as far as mental skills go, because there's going to be tough times. There's going to be poor performances, and there's going to be adversity. So how do I handle that? And what does that look like for me from a mental perspective, but also a biological perspective? And I've even done some stuff recently on my own Facebook pages where, we're writing about, what happens when the weather's cold? What does that mean for my body? What does that mean for me mentally? And the book is just kind of an extension of all of that.
Mm-hmm.
To where you can use it as a resource, and hopefully we can educate some parents too as well. I'm working on a second book right now that will actually put a lot more research into mental skills, anxiety, performance, and what do you need to do when you have a poor performance, and how do you handle that from a parent's perspective and from a rider's perspective. We're going to try to tie in a lot more research than I did with the book.
Okay. No, that's interesting. Especially for parents that have younger children, that maybe don't know quite how to handle, anxiety or, that pressure that they feel they have to win, and all those types of things. So that sounds really interesting.
Yeah, most parents they just don't know how to recognize the behaviors, and what to do about those behaviors, because, most of us, if we have a poor performance, we cope, and what does that coping look like? Well, everybody does it differently.
Sure.
I may get frustrated and angry, where another rider may shut down and not talk. So I think this is a great way to teach parents and educate parents about those signs and symptoms and what to do about them, because I really believe that the more that we educate our parents, the better our riders are going to be in the long term, as far as development is concerned. Because the days of you just showing up to the track and putting a helmet on your child and then talking to the people around the track, those days have to be over in order for us to proceed and develop as a country, as far as BMX is concerned.
Okay. Well, that brings me to I'm going to skip here, and I want to ask this, because that right there, I know you have a very, very good knowledge of like international riding models, how there's the club, how clubs train and teach and you earn your way up and things. I've followed some of your articles that you've shared.
Yeah.
So I want to pose this question to you. Making BMX better. What's the one thing, if George had the magic wand to wave, the one thing you would do right now to change the sport that would make it better at an international level for our country?
I would start with BMX 101 for parents. The day that they enter at the track, rather than, entering, obviously we have riders that go into a beginner league. But what happens to parents in the beginner league? What do they learn? Well, they learn that their child enjoys riding around the track and they get a little bit of knowledge. But how about we build their knowledge to the point where we're able to get them to buy into and have some knowledge and take some ownership of what happens to their child on the track, and how did they help them not only grow but progress, from a novice to an intermediate to an expert, and what does that look like for them? I think we could all say we could go back and we'd love to have a coach at every track and a structured program, and ultimately that's just not reality here in our country. The model for BMX is completely different. It's based on a business. It's not based on growth. And I think the things that our track operators could do is educate parents more and educate riders more. It's not always about what you teach riders on the track. It's about teaching them off the track as well, and recognizing things that they need to do better. And I think that part of it is sorely lacking in our system.
So like life skills, those
not even life skills. We talk about this in my trainings with the riders. I take them and I bring out a whiteboard and we draw a turn, and we talk about where do you need to be in a turn when this happens, when this situation happens. And the reason why I do that is because I'm trying to help you with your working memory. Working memory is a huge part of your ability to make decisions on the track in split seconds. So if you can recognize it before off the track, research shows that you're able to make a better decision and the right decision when you get in that situation on the track, by just me showing you off the track what you need to do.
That's interesting.
Well, I like how your answer tied way down, right? So how do we get better internationally? You're saying, look, let's take the parents, teach the parents, and teach the kids. And, here's an example of how we can do that. That's a great answer. And what I'd like to do, I want to come back to this. we have a few more questions, but first we want to toss over and we want to do our BMX Rocks chat check-in with Melissa. Melissa, how are things going in the chat room?
Not too bad.
All right.
Gonna have to talk to that HR department about a new chair, though. Maybe that's not HR. Maybe that's what my problem is.
Here's what we need you to do.
Upper management.
We're going to need you to send in a purchase request.
Yeah, exactly. How many forms in duplicate, triplicate? Anyways, welcome to the show, everybody. We want to thank George for coming on with us this evening. And first, I'm going to thank Braden Lewis for tuning in. He says, hello, friends. Nick Jones is in the chat. What the hell is going on, he says. Rick Carter, Emily Schaefer, Kip Edwards, owner of AOTA. See, I did it again.
You did it again.
So, Kip, this is going to be tough for me because AOTA is my American Occupational Therapy Association. So, I struggle to stop at AOT. I got to work on that. Anyways, Kurt Bliss is tuning in. He says, what's up, guys? He's wondering about the fog machine still.
Jeez. Paul, you better find that fog machine.
Scott Lachansky also commented that the Mike Miranda costume was literally awesome. Steve Katz says, what's up, all? Sean Gifford, Job Apparel, he says, what's up, fam? Martin Kennard tuning in from what I assume is probably sunny Florida. And we're jealous because we had snow on the ground this morning.
You son of a bitch.
Brian Fell, also Florida native. He's over on YouTube tuned in. We appreciate you listening. Hi to the Rockford Rippers BMX team. They're also over on YouTube. Low and Slow says hello, y'all.
What's up?
Let's see.
He's got to go back to work.
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
strike's over.
The UAW, they're trying to get their shit taken care of.
Get your ass back to work.
The rest of the country doesn't. Michigan's UAW strike is a big deal here in Detroit, man.
Yes, it was. Hi to Buzz Levere. He's on Facebook tuning in. He says he's been to Champaign. Champaign. It is Champaign.
Yeah.
And Springfield, Illinois, and he recommends Aurelio's Pizza. I don't know if I said that right, but go check it out. Hi to Huck Karinsky over on YouTube. Garrett Rapp also tuning in, former guest on our show. He says this is a great episode. We appreciate that.
Thank you, sir.
Robert Cardoza, longtime listener over on YouTube. I bet he dressed up as E.T. this year for Halloween, but that's just a wild guess.
My money's betting on the fact he dressed up as himself as Halloween.
He might be Elliot.
Nah, he dressed up as himself from E.T.
Himself from E.T. Yes.
He did.
Okay. Yep. I'd go with that.
Dude, I'd do it every year.
Yep.
If I had that kind of clout.
Yeah, that's true. We're going to say hi to Nick Valencia over on Facebook. He says, afternoon, boys.
How we doing, Nick?
David Dartona is also tuning in on Facebook. Yo, he says. Dustin Jacobs, we were just talking about you a little bit. He is tuned in over on Facebook.
Dust man.
Len Novak tuning in from the Vegas area. Says, what's up? Mike Melvin says, what's up, ladies and gentlemen? Hey, Jason Warriors says, hey, y'all. Nice to see you in the chat, Jason. Mo
Warriors.
Collins coming in from the Buckeye State. What do I got left here? Mark Scott tuning up over on YouTube. Says, sup, y'all. And, Sean says, Remy says she's loving the cowboy hat, JT.
I do what I can.
And Chase says, back to work's been a shit show so far. So we expected nothing less, dude.
Yeah.
If anybody's got any questions for George, go ahead and put them in the chat, and I'll make sure I get them out to him.
Here's what I'm waiting for.
What's that?
I'm going to get the bad logo.
Put it up on the top of the hat?
Right across the front.
If anybody wants to see Justin's incidental costume from Saturday, you can go to my Facebook profile page. And interestingly enough, here's my poll of the week.
Oh, come on.
How many people think in that photo
I can find it
that Justin sort of resembles now his name just left my brain.
Robin
Williams.
We'll get it up there.
I got it.
Yeah, go.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
You know what? We're gonna ask George first. We're gonna ask George. Here it is. I got to go full screen here. All right. So this has been the talk, George. There it is.
Now, quick glance. Doesn't he kind of look like Robin Williams?
No.
No, you don't see it.
Okay.
He looks like Clint Black.
Oh, okay. You know what? George, I would give you that
I see
one.
that better than Robin Williams. Yeah.
What?
I do.
Yeah.
Clint Black.
Clint
I
Black.
know he's a country singer.
Yeah, he is.
Now I got to go find a picture.
No, he's
well, I
legit.
digress.
Yeah. No, Clint Black's
Yeah,
legit, dude.
you'd be first in the Clint Black draft.
Oh my God.
Yeah, there's a couple people that agree that you definitely are resembling.
Yeah, you look just like him.
Especially with the hat emphasizes.
Yeah, the
it.
hat. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, guess
Yeah,
what?
but pull up a pic of Robin Williams smiling.
Okay.
Real quick. Sorry, George, I'm taking over for just a split second.
No, you're
here.
fine.
We don't have a time limit. We're good.
That's true.
George is an hour behind us, so we're all right.
Oh, we got a whole extra hour.
I don't work tomorrow, so you're all in trouble.
I have to work in the morning, so no.
Here comes the power of Google. Which one?
It would have to be young Robin Williams, though. It can't be old Robin Williams.
Okay.
Yeah. And he can't
I like George is already in on this.
Like Mork and Mindy Robin Williams.
Oh, there was one there. Yeah.
How do I get
Maybe.
No.
I've seen
No.
I've seen one that,
Okay,
that
that's
looks
fine.
better. Oh, yep. Sean agrees with me. Emily says she can see it a little bit. Brian Fell says he can see it.
You said Mork and Mindy though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but his hair was long then.
Have you
Maybe.
saw what's under this hat?
I have.
That's part of why the hat's on, right?
Yeah.
Actually,
What?
you wear the hat on the show quite often.
Well, yeah. It's.
Yeah, right there. That's you, dude.
Oh man, let's do it.
I mean, from like the nose down, like there's
The nose
definitely
down, like you guys have the same chin.
yeah, there's definitely some
See?
chinning
Oops.
going
Let me
on
get rid
there.
of this.
Switched over on you.
Oh, it's there.
Mo Collins says he sees both Robin Williams and Clint.
Yeah.
All right.
Robin
well,
Williams from
now I've
RV,
got-
Sean says.
Now we've hatched out
Yeah,
what
there you go.
what I'm dressing up as for Halloween next year.
Mrs. Doubtfire?
Yeah.
There you
this is
go.
dope. Actually, it'll be Robert Cardozo
There you go.
And his,
Cardozo from ET.
from ET.
Well, thanks for playing along, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't see it at first, and then a couple people commented on that photo, and I was like, they are not wrong. There is definitely a resemblance.
It'd just
Wow.
be that facial expression
second-
at that second when the
Sure.
picture was taken, or yeah.
What's funny was I just had a flannel on and a cowboy hat, and people thought that was my costume.
Well,
was
yeah,
the costume.
and then you had your Nick Long handkerchief around your neck, which was intentional / unintentional.
Yeah.
And then it was
Yeah.
full on, oh, he's a cowboy.
But
just
he
how I
wears
wake up.
the Nick Long hanky often as well.
Yeah. Well, it is what it is at this point.
Yeah.
Work suit with a cowboy
You
hat.
can
Oh,
come
boy.
out. I can move out of the small town, but that farm town comes out.
Yeah. Get you a
You
train
know.
conductor outfit.
Whatever. So before we jumped into the BMX Rocks check-in, we were talking about how, in George's perspective, on how we could, improve the international model for United States cycling, and he had a great answer. And if you guys didn't hear it, rewind and listen.
Yeah.
This one's live. But let's jump in and let's talk bad. You want to talk some bad now?
Hey,
I want to know what BAD stands for.
I do too.
hey, let's not be talking bad about
What
anybody.
does BAD
Who's bad and
stand
what's
for?
bad,
Yeah.
George?
Well, to go all the way, you'd have to go all the way back to 1986. And BAD was started out of Central Illinois by three gentlemen. First would be Bruce Going. The next would be Dave Kirby, and then Dave Costley. Bruce had kids that raced, and Dave Costley was a bike shop owner. I think he owned Wheels and Things, if I remember right. And Dave Kirby was a welder. And he had all the mechanical and design capabilities that they brought to making bike. So that's what BAD stands for.
Okay. So is that
Yeah, which
when
most people think it's. I've heard everything from bicycle advanced dirt design to Bruce, Andy, Derek, and some other names. I mean, I can't even. Yeah, but that's directly from before Dave Costley passed away. I got that from him and Bruce's sons.
Well, next,
That's cool. So did they make the frame? Did they make a frame back in '86?
Yep. So what they did is Bruce Going's kids rode for a company called Excalibur, and Excalibur was made in Southern California, and they went out of business. And what they did is they went and bought the jigs and the tubing that they had left over from Excalibur, and they brought it all back to the back of Bruce's. Bruce Going had a huge blow mold company. He made blow molds for like Pepsi bottles to blow molds you see at Walmart, and was really kind of like a pioneer of that. So in the back of his blow mold shop, Dave Kirby was welding bicycle frames at the time.
Oh wow.
So yeah, it was kind of born out of a back of a blow mold shop, so to speak, and that's kind of where it started and where it took off from there. So
feel like that'd make a wicked T-shirt. So you guys come into it, and now you've got this Illinois-based company, and it's in your hands. What have you guys done, and what do you guys plan on doing?
Yeah, what the plan was is to take our time, and really try to not just put a sticker on a product from overseas. The goal was to bring it back to the way it started in 1986, was to build frames here in the United States and have quality and control over every single aspect that went into that frame. So our frames are welded by one guy. They are designed by me. We, the gentleman and myself, pick the tubing, and a lot of design and geometry all goes into that frame from the time it goes in the jig until the time it's painted. So in actuality, only two people really have their hands on that frame by the time it comes to my house in a box. Actually, three: a powder coat business that powder coats me, which is amazing. Northwest Powder Coat and Fabrication by Bob Bleer does an amazing job powder coating your frames. But three people, and that was really the goal, is to do that and then be able to say we are going to deliver a quality product that is tested and is here, done in the United States, kind of much like we would see from Standard, S&M, and some other, US-based companies. So, we've been able to put out a 20-inch Pro XL frame that you see in the picture there, that we're extremely excited about. That is lightweight, durable, and simple. There's nothing over the top about it from a viewpoint, other than the fact that we're using some quality tubing, some hydroform tubing, tapered head tubing, and 7005 scandium zinc that allows us to basically weld the frame without heat treating it. So we're excited about that frame. We just released a prototype Expert XL
Yeah, I saw that.
a couple of weeks ago. That is actually lighter than any carbon for Expert XL on the market right now. So that frame weighs 2 pounds 11 ounces, and the common Expert XL carbon weighs 2 pounds 33 ounces.
That's awesome.
So we were able to do some things with the tubing, and that allowed us to shave some weight but not give up strength. And then we'll have a cruiser coming out here soon, with hopefully before the Grands. We'll have it at the Grands. And then we have our retro 29-inch bikes that are chromoly made, and more of bike life cruising type of bike that pretty much anybody can ride and enjoy. So yeah, we're excited about what we're doing, and we're just taking our time and learning and trying to take what we learn into every single frame and every single consumer that we talk to.
Yeah. The double top tube on there, that's interesting.
Oops, I'm on the wrong one.
Yeah, that actually was modeled after my 36 Schwinn Excelsior that I have. And I wanted to bring that design back to today's geometry into more of like a 29-inch model. So that frame there actually just has a coaster brake. So there's no other brake on it than the coaster brake.
Oh,
and
wow.
American bottom bracket, integrated headset, and yeah, it's fun to ride, and everybody seems to enjoy riding it. Love the look of it, yeah, it turned out really nice. So
That is cool. Yeah.
Do the forks say pounding beer?
yeah, those are S&M forks. Yeah.
Wait a minute.
I know a podcast show that needs those forks right now.
Yeah, I do too.
I like that.
Our buddies out in California could
The
use
beer
that.
budget show right there.
Yeah,
They
buddy.
need to get a sponsorship.
Yeah,
That's cool. This is a
S&M
great
right
looking
there. I
bike,
mean,
man. This is a great looking
It
ride.
is. It's cool. It's different. The double top tube. That's kind of like the old. Who had Bassett? Didn't they have a double
You're asking
back in the day?
Ask George. He's been in this 38 years.
Yeah, Power Light had a double top tube.
Power Light too. Yes, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, yeah, that is cool though.
So, what's your plans that you have? For the future with Bad. I mean, the stuff looks great. By the way, it's good. Like the frames, straightforward. They look like they can haul ass, even if Chris and I were on them. So, like, what's the plans going forward?
I mean, I think the plan going forward is to continue to try to research and develop a quality product that we feel comfortable with that can outperform any frame on the market, really, and to take that mindset into developing more products. And hopefully the biggest goal right now is to find a rider that we can showcase and really help us promote our frames, and that's kind of the direction we're headed right now, and hopefully we'll get that after the grands, and but it's just keep putting the product out there, keep letting people know what we're doing, and then hopefully we can sell some bicycles and have a lot of fun, because that's what we're here. I'm passionate about bikes, I'm passionate about racing and helping kids and helping tracks and communities. And hopefully this gives us an opportunity to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we're out, nice. Chris.
Yeah, that ain't happening.
We could get the wheelie bikes.
Yeah.
Yep. Deliver papers on them.
Yeah. Right. We could take them to.
We're not hitting podiums, all right.
So we could take that down to Detroit and do the
slow rolls.
The slow rolls, or up to.
If
Flint.
You weren't scared of Flint, you could go to Flint with me.
Well, it's a rough area, bro.
We don't stop for water up there. That's all.
Well, definitely not.
Now I'm gonna get stabbed the next time I go.
Yeah, way to go.
So future plans for yourself, man. How's the rate? Like we've talked about Bad. We talked about your time growing up. Like how's your racing going right now? What class do you race in?
Currently, I race in 4145X,
mm-hmm.
and I'm just right now preparing for the grands, training physically and mentally. As you know, I'm 42 years old, so it's a lot more about nutrition and recovery, and trying not to lift the floor off the gym, and just trying to use some of the things that I've researched in the last year or so to try to overall get myself just a little bit faster down the first straightaway, and still working on my skills and conditioning. The ultimate goal is for me to obviously compete at the World Championships next year in Rock Hill, and hopefully be able to represent my country in that capacity.
Sure.
I wasn't upset when I turned 46 this year.
No?
Because that meant I ain't racing George anymore. I was like...
Yeah, our class is extremely difficult.
Damn, bro, it's deep. Like,
yeah, it's deep, and there's guys that, like, they still train. They still, they work extremely hard.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's not a chump in the bunch, so to speak, in that class, and it makes us better riders, and it makes for great competition, and it's exciting, but it's definitely difficult.
I gotta get back. I gotta get back down to Florida and get on that Fountain of Youth training. Damn TRT training, peptides, you name it, right there. Fucking bench pressing small cars.
Yeah.
Crushing vertebrae, son. While you're eating hoagies, that's good.
I think you're staying up here now.
Yeah, I'm not ever going. We're going back down there racing nationals at some point. And that's about it.
You can go visit, but you ain't staying.
Man, so growing up out in Illinois, man, do you remember? Do you remember the Pit skate park?
Oh yeah, I would train. It's so weird. I would actually ride my race bike inside the pit. I didn't have a freestyle bike.
No.
Come in there on my Harlin, and people are looking at me like I'm crazy. You know what I mean? Which is, it is what it is. But it was a great place to ride because we had nowhere else to ride in the wintertime.
Dude, I would go there from where we're located. Is we're like 30 minutes from Waterford Oaks.
Yeah, 30,
We're about
30.
we're
yeah.
like 35 minutes west of Waterford Oaks. All right. So like I would make that trip and head out that way. I love that skate park. It was a lot of fun.
Was that in
Yeah,
Illinois?
Waterford Oaks is like that, has a special place in my heart. You know what I mean? It's like one of those tracks that like you love. You know what I mean? Not because of, it's it's a great historic track like Rockford almost.
Yeah.
Right.
And having reached the Worlds there in '94 and having that experience, I mean, yeah, it was phenomenal.
That was
So-
the year before I got into racing. My friends took me there. And that was
Oh,
what
that's
got
right.
me hooked. Was watching the world. I mean, if you were there, I definitely watched. It was that and it's super cool. I don't know if you had a chance to see the rebuild or not, but it's going to be exciting with the national there and it being a pro national because that track, it's not the typical, back like the M
M or
footprint or
W.
W footprint.
Yeah.
It's still serpentines like all over the place.
okay.
It just doesn't have that wicked bowl turn that everyone was getting used to get taken out in. So,
No.
but it's still like cool because it's all over the place, and they had it rebuilt this past year, and it's going to be a fun one to watch the pros race on. Kind of like you were at Akron last year, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So like Akron, didn't roll, like Akron, cool footprint, neat layout, and then they brought the pros in there, and it was some fun racing, and that's going to be Waterford.
That was I liked that Akron track. That was a lot of fun to ride that track.
Yeah, it was
I
a fun
enjoyed
track.
it.
Thanks for rubbing
Waterford
it in,
Oaks
bro.
is awesome too because do they still have the long perch straightaway?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. First turn is still there.
First turn.
Hold on.
Yeah, I love that straightaway. I mean, you're hauling the mail going into that first turn.
It's even faster now.
Well,
Really?
Yeah, you better bungee cord your balls in a bulldozer before you go in there, buddy. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's still a 90-degree turn.
Oh, it's going to be so good. Dude, when the pros come there on a 90-degree turn,
Oh, Gmo's
boy.
gonna have to have a camera in that first corner.
I'll hang out down there.
Oh, dude,
I'll take the weekend off just to run that camera for him.
can't hear her.
What's that?
Can't hear
I said
her.
the carnage is in that hall or in that corner is going to
there
be
she is.
Oh,
tough.
it's going to be so good.
Yeah.
You could never make a move in that turn though. That's what's so unique about it because going that fast, you are not going and trying to dive bomb somebody.
Yeah.
If you did, you were going down.
Just
because
hold
you
your
were going
line.
right with that.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Looking forward to having you out here for that one. And
The last
Yeah.
straight too.
oh yeah.
Well,
they
it's not
stepped in.
really like the last straight, but the
The
what would it
dog
be
leg?
from the third turn on is where it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah.
Because you are just flying. That, like I've said before, when those pros come down through there, they cross that finish line. They're gonna have to have a runoff area or something because they got to have
Airbags.
some room to slow that shit down.
Like the international races have.
yeah.
Well, George, are you ready for lightning round?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. You do a
we
trivia
go.
question and then jump into that.
Yeah. See, every week, here it goes.
What's that?
There it goes.
Oh,
And the sound's still going out, just for the record. So we're gonna do lightning round after trivia here.
so Melissa's trivia question sponsored by Bombshell Racing Systems. Oh, there it goes.
The mixer board got disconnected from the computer, so when it does that, we lose sound.
Oh, but it's still going
It's
out
still
live.
going on, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Throws me off every week.
Yeah.
All right, and Melissa.
Here we go.
Sticker pack.
Look at Harl right on the top.
Right
Like
on the
you knew we were going to have a
top.
guest that rode for Harl.
Customized.
That's an old school one, too.
Yeah.
Is it?
Well,
Yeah,
there-
yes,
we have
that's
a
an
few
old
of those,
school.
Yeah. And then there's your own very own pack of danger snacks in there.
Yep.
And then in honor of the snow that fell, a ghetto wear knit hat, ski cap, whatever you
First
call
snow
those.
of the season up here
Yeah.
in Michigan.
All right, going out to the winner. So the question, George, don't answer. Who did George mention as his very first sponsor? Very first sponsor.
Oh, yeah.
Give me that right answer, and the prize pack is yours.
It's a good one. It's a
Like-
good one. Better been paying attention.
Oh, and I have the first question too, don't I? Okay.
You know what I think though is I think we're gonna end up with people going back to when you were writing things down, watching the show, Melissa.
Yeah, but you can't see my hand back here. Though.
That's perfect.
I've thought about that, and I try not to take the very first fact that they give.
Oh, no. All right. Well, it is time. It's time for Lightning Round, ladies and gentlemen. And Lightning Round is brought to you by 110 Nutrition. 110 Nutrition's mission is to deliver the highest quality protein products and service in the supplemental industry. Visit 110 Nutrition at 110nutrition.com and make sure you use what discount code?
All Things BMX show.
Here we go.
Yeah, do
Oh
that.
shoot, I'm on. Hold on. First question. There it is. All right, George. The last movie you liked so much you watched it twice. First thing that comes to your head. TV show, YouTube video.
Oh, Seinfeld.
Okay, there you go.
All right.
We watch it every night.
That's
and my
cool.
wife.
That's
Hey,
cool.
You can't go wrong with that, man.
No, these pretzels are making me thirsty.
No soup for you.
That's a
Oh, my
classic
goodness.
one. I'm out. All right. Would you ever go skydiving?
Only if my mom went first.
Oh, there you go. All right.
All right.
If we get Mama Mangler going, I'm going to.
My wife will go, but you know what? We'd have to be tied together. That's all I know.
Well,
I
there
wouldn't
you
be able
go.
to go solo.
All right. Do you make a New Year's resolution?
No, I got a New Year's resolution every day. So,
There
you
you
know.
go. I like it.
All right.
I like that too, actually.
All right, George. Which celebrity annoys you the most?
Which celebrity annoys me the most?
Or group of
I love all
celebrities?
celebrities. I like all celebrities. I mean, I don't. Oh, celebrity that annoys me the most. It's a good question. Can I skip it and come back?
Yeah. You want to pass? We'll come back.
Can I pass on that for a
Pass.
second?
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like one of those morning shows when they're like, pass, we'll come back. Go ahead. All right.
That's right.
Next
Right.
one. Next one.
All right. Is your bed made right now?
Oh, hell no.
No. All right. Do you believe in aliens?
Yes.
All right.
Haven't you watched Skinwalker Ranch?
Oh my God. Have I
Has
watched?
he watched it? Come on,
There
what
you
kind
go.
of
There's
dumb
your
question
answer. I
is
love
that?
that. Skinwalker Ranch. That is
I have no
wicked
idea.
wild
Alien
shit, bro.
conspiracy. Just
It's
roll
not a
with it.
conspiracy. It's
Oh,
happening.
Look,
Okay.
change your mind about a lot of things.
It will.
Is that
It-
Area
there are some
54
weird
type
things that
stuff?
happen.
Better.
Better in Area 54.
Go watch it right now. All right.
All right.
All right,
After
George.
we're done, I mean.
George, if you could transform into an animal, which one would it be?
Elf.
A what?
Elf.
An elf.
Oh.
Elf.
Oh, Alf.
Like the TV show Elf.
Oh,
the
gotcha,
the puppet,
gotcha.
the alien guy, Alf.
An
Like it.
alien
You guys,
animal.
You guys aren't
You
old
guys
enough
are
for
too
that.
young.
look,
You don't know what
bullshit.
we're
Oh no,
I
I
know that one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I definitely know elf.
George, I'm older than you.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, okay.
That's why I was like, when I
By
turned 46,
touch.
I'm like, yeah, no more chasing.
That's right.
Let's be honest, just watching
Okay.
George in the main
That was a
for my
unique
class.
answer.
I'm still watching him in the main.
Okay, I thought maybe you guys, because
No, I remember
people know
Alf.
or not. I'm 10 years older than Justin and Melissa are, so yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm the old guy. All right, George, if you could go back to your 18-year-old self and give your 18-year-old self a piece of advice, what would it be?
To slow down and take your time.
That's been a good. We've heard that answer before. That's a
somebody
solid
else
answer.
said that. It is a good one. I like
Yeah.
that.
Man, this one I think this one's gonna be good. What's the craziest dare you ever agreed to?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Rental
boy.
cars.
I don't know. My wife is here. Jesus.
Oh shit. We'll make it
Okay,
PG.
so I
yeah,
this
PG
is
it out.
terrible. So 1 year at the Grands, my mom was not there, thankfully. I was dared to run out into the hotel lobby naked and jump in the pool in 25-degree weather.
Ooh, all right.
Yo.
Yes.
Do you
And I
remember?
got $20 for it, so I'm good.
20
What,
bucks.
hey, what Seinfeld episode do you think of when you sell that?
Shrinkage.
Yes, I knew it. Perfect. All right.
It was shrinkage. That's all I can say.
Shrinkage. It was shrinkage. It was cold.
Shrinkage. It was
Oh
cold.
my God, you guys.
Sorry, we're nerding out.
I guess. All right. What's your favorite day of the week?
Probably Sunday.
Okay.
All right.
Who is your hero?
Oh, guys, it has to be my mom.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't think I wouldn't be where I am today without her.
Aw.
I mean, she pushes me and motivates me like every day, and I've learned a lot from her. I mean, if my grandfather and my grandmother were still alive, they would definitely be up at the top of the totem pole because they were amazing people, and they taught me what family means.
Yeah. Is
Cool.
Mom hanging out with you in the background right now?
No, if she was, she'd probably hit me or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. She's at home. I'm at my house.
Oh, okay. Well,
Especially after that grand story he just told a minute ago.
I was gonna give her.
He doesn't know that story, so now she does.
Oh. All right. You ready for the next one?
Sure.
All right. Follow along.
This-
You pull into an empty parking lot. Okay. So, empty parking lot, and you're gonna turn down a row to park. It's all open. Do you park on the left or do you park on the right?
Which empty
I'm
spot?
parking in the middle. I don't really care about the left or right. I'm parking in the
Attaboy.
middle.
Right in the middle of the row. Not
Blurring the
using
lines.
spot.
Right in the
You know answer we haven't gotten yet?
That one.
Well, that one, yeah, but a handicap.
Yeah.
Park in the handicap spot yet.
That's true.
You know what happens when you park in a handicap spot? People will tear your car up and light it on fire,
Oh.
Yeah.
just like in Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I love the references. I got so many more. Let's go.
No,
All right.
no, we're good.
Melissa says, no, we're good. All right, go ahead.
Favorite holiday?
Christmas.
All right.
Okay.
Mine too.
Christmas it is. All right. Okay, here we go. Favorite frame material. We got chromoly, aluminum, or carbon fiber.
Aluminum.
Aluminum and
Okay. Would you travel into the past or the future if you had a choice?
Past. I would love to go back to the 50s.
Oh, wow.
I like
Way
that
in
one.
the past. All right. If you had to change your first name, what would you change it to?
Richard.
Really?
Okay.
Richard.
Is that after somebody or just that was the first thing that came to your brain?
That was the first thing that came to my mind.
I like that answer.
Yeah.
Solid.
What's your favorite type of music to listen to?
Jazz. I like Blue Note jazz. I have a huge, I don't know if you know what Argo Records is. They were a Chicago-based jazz record label, but I have probably over 100 Argo jazz records.
Wow.
Oh.
Interesting.
Yeah, you're the first person that's picked that or said that. That's
All right.
hey. That's
Oh,
cool.
not
I
mine.
enjoy a little jazz.
There is a documentary on that record label, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but I will.
Just Records.
Yep. There.
Hey.
I know the name, and I was like, I know. What was the last thing you Googled?
What was the last thing today? Oh, marketing strategies.
Okay.
I can put you in contact with a previous guest that's really good at that. Want to check out Mr. Oaks?
Yeah, Jay Oaks.
Go ahead, Chris or Melissa.
Would your 12-year-old self think you were cool?
Oh, hell no. God. Not right now, that's for sure.
That's such a great answer. That's great. Like no hesitation. No.
That's another one. Oh, hell no.
Hell no, he says.
Do you prefer to text someone or talk to them on the phone?
Text. I'm not a talker. I'm not a phone talker. My mom loves to talk on the phone. I am not a talker. I'm sorry. My wife can attest to that too because our conversations are probably less than 30 seconds.
Get the point across and move out the F on.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not, here to give you the life story, I guess. I don't know.
That's funny. All right, last question. Your favorite Wednesday night live streaming, also podcast formatted BMX show?
All Things BMX show. I mean, without it, I think we would be lost. I mean, what would we do with our Wednesday nights?
Well, thank you.
Well, I'm going to edit that, and that's going to be in the new intro.
That's it.
George, we appreciate it. And thank you again for joining us. We're going to talk about who's on next week. You want to toss?
Justin.
What?
You know who's on next week,
Oh,
don't you?
my goodness.
Come on, son.
Boom.
I think
We're talking to crazy
Uncle
Ronnie
Ronnie's gonna join
Anderson. Who's going to be on next week. So we're going to see what's happening with Ronnie, what he's got going on the farm. We'll be talking all things BMX next week with Mr. Ronnie Anderson. So
Melissa.
Everybody's going to be checking that out.
Oh, man. Melissa, you got a winner?
I do. I
Okay.
do. Actually, the very first person to come in with the answer was Mr. Mega Design himself, Brian Fell, over on YouTube.
You know what we could do?
Congratulations, Brian.
We'll just save on shipping. Bill, just walk a beanie over to Fell because they both have offices in the same building.
That's true. Close runner-up, another fan of our prize packs, Emily Schaefer. She had the right answer.
Emily.
With is it Kegels? Is that how it's said?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, there you go.
Because I want to read it Kegels, and I just kind of think
You and
that's
everybody
not,
else.
I know that wasn't
everybody
it.
else.
That's why I was like, I'm gonna make
Yep.
him say it. Also,
Isn't that
Kelly.
some kind of exercise?
Calm down, Chris.
Oh, I was really gonna start explaining it to you for a second.
That's in the after chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not doing that here.
Kelly Massa also had it correct, and lastly, Jason Morias also had it correct. So
Congratulations,
thanks.
Brian Fowl.
Yeah, Brian, let me know what you want me to do with your prize pack. If you'd like me to reuse it, or you want me to send
Ship
it
it
to
over.
you, or if Prince walks one over to you, just let me know.
Bro, what's he going to do with a winter hat? They're both in Florida.
Oh, well, good call. I guess we'll just probably wrap it into next week.
Keeps the
then.
sun off. Keeps the sun off your head, man.
Well, it is getting a little chilly where Fell and Bill are. There might be iguanas falling out of the tree, so Fell could wear it as padding.
Heads up.
Yeah.
Guys,
All right,
watch out.
Chris, I have to tell you that you've embarrassed your daughter.
What?
She's in the chat going, Dad, stop.
Of what? Oh,
There you go.
is Anna in there?
Yes.
Hey, Anna.
No, Amanda.
Oh, Amanda's in there.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think they both are, actually. 'Cause
Okay.
the Twitch thing's going on, and then Amanda just said, Dad, stop. No.
Okay. Hey, Amanda. I give her a quick little shout out. And Anna, too.
George, we're going to toss it over to you for shout outs and thanks.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank you guys for the opportunity, obviously, to come on and share a little bit about my story and, what we're doing with Factory Wrangler and Bad Racing. And I appreciate that time. And I thoroughly enjoy what you guys are doing. I think it's great for the BMX community. And I look forward to many more episodes. And if you guys ever need anything, don't hesitate to ask.
Awesome.
Thanks, George.
Well,
it was nice to meet you officially.
Yeah. And thanks. We look forward, we'll definitely get with you, have you back on. We'll talk some more bad and more about the Wrangler Racing team. We really appreciate it.
Sure.
Thanks again for coming on the show, Chris.
Yeah, George, from myself, thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate it. It's great to learn a little bit more about you. And everyone out there, thank you for joining us as well. Make sure you like and subscribe, all that stuff every person on social media asks you to do. Please do that. We really appreciate it. And make sure you join us next week. We'll be talking to Ronnie Anderson. So join us then. God bless everybody, and I'm going to hand it over to Justin.
Again, thank you to our guest this evening, George. We appreciate it. Chris, thank you. Melissa, appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Paul, you better find that fog machine.
Man, I can't tell you how many disappointed kids there were at the track last week looking for the fog machine.
You wanna-
Come on, buddy.
Yeah, you can do better. All right, you guys have a great night.